Welcome to the audio version of a new business owner's guide to creating a power brand. I am Rebecca Fernandez, an entrepreneur, lecturer, and a digital marketer. I seek to empower individuals wanting to take their first step into the world of business. I help brands with business ideation and content curation that can help them transform their brands into power brands. A New Business Owner's Guide to Creating a Power Brand by Rebecca Fernandez. Hi, welcome into the world of business, your first step towards elevating your passion and ideas into your brand. Business is more of an art because each brand has its own identity and own story to tell. I am Rebecca, the founder at Entrainment. What's my brand story? Entrainment believes in empowering business owners like you to realize their full potential and be the best version of themselves. This guide will definitely help you place a stable first step into the world of business. The purpose, the why. Business is all about purpose. It's about answering the question why rather than what. Over the course of this journey, you are going to find yourself answering the question why a lot. So let's look at some of the first few whys that are imperative to every new business owner. The first one, why do I intend to set out on this journey? Seek an answer to this question by asking yourself about the actual reason behind taking this step. What has driven you to make this decision? Some might answer this question by saying it's their passion and love for a specific activity that has led them to turn it into a business. Some might answer it by saying what they want to achieve has driven them to start their business. The second why. Why does my business exist? It's not about what you do, it's about why you do it. The answer to this question, why you do this business, will motivate you much more than the answer to what you do. How? Well, let's take a look at this. Why does Entrainment exist? Entrainment exists in order to help individuals with passion and ideas to build a profitable business, to help them recognize their true potential and equip them with necessary skills so that they can ace their brand. What does Entrainment do? At Entrainment, we offer one-on-one business coaching under a mentorship program which focuses on providing help with business ideation and content curation. We also provide courses and workshops where you can learn the necessary skills to ace your brand game. Now, closely monitor the about you statements. The former reflects the purpose, whereas the latter reflects the actions undertaken to fulfill the purpose. Remembering your why here will definitely help keep motivating you to take consistent actions to fulfill the purpose of your brand's existence. The vision, the where. As a business owner, you have to be fully aware of where you want to see yourself taking your brand in the near future. That is your vision for your brand. Vision answers the question where. You will only reach a certain place and position when you know where that place and position lies. Your vision works as a roadmap. When you know where you want to take your brand, you will definitely find the answers to what you have to do to help it reach there. The road to your vision might seem long and distant, and sometimes in analyzing the distance between where you are and where you want to reach, you might find yourself getting anxious and worried about how you're going to make it. But do not worry. This is where goal setting comes into the picture. The goals, the stepping stones. Goals are the stepping stones that can take you closer to your vision. As a business owner, you should have long-term goals as well as short-term goals. Long-term goals would be yearly goals or half-yearly goals, whereas short-term goals are weekly and monthly goals. Make sure to align your short-term goals with your long-term goals. So let's understand this with an example. My long-term goal, yearly, to double the number of clients in my one-on-one business coaching by the end of this year. My short-term goal for the current month could be to get 5 to 10 clients to join my one-on-one business coaching this month, to get more potential customers to sign up for their first free one-on-one coaching. Now, notice how my short-term goal of increasing the number of clients in the current month is aligned with my long-term goal of doubling the number of clients by the end of the year. Short-term goals are spread over a shorter period of time and are much easily attainable than the long-term goals. Achieving one short-term goal successfully will make you happy and keep you motivated to achieve your next short-term goal. This keeps continuing and voila! By the end of the year, you will have noticed how much of your long-term goals you have achieved. The 6 steps of ideation that will take you from brand to power brand. Anyone can start a brand, but it takes more than that to turn your brand into a power brand. So how do we do it? There are 6 steps of ideation that will transform your brand into a power brand. Step 1. What's the problem? Every successful business solves a real problem. Identify whether your brand is actually solving a real problem. Is it really addressing your customers' pain points? Is it making your customers' lives better? If yes, you're on the right track. But if the answer to these questions are no, you might want to sit down and understand your target audience's problems and draw out some optimum solutions to them. Step 2. Will your product or service offering actually solve that problem? After identifying the problem you intended to solve, examine whether your product or your service will be successful in solving that problem. As a business owner, our aim is to provide an offering that can solve a great extent of the problem. Customers are actively looking out to find solutions to their problems. If you can do just that, bingo, you're sure to transform into a power brand. Who is your target audience? You have a product or a service that's going to successfully solve a problem. Now it's time to identify all those people who are going to benefit from your product or service offering. Your target audience includes all those people you will be sending introductory and promotional messages to about your brand and its offerings. So in short, you are going to convert your target audience into your potential customers and further into your actual customers. Further, a greater understanding about your target audience is going to help you better your product or service offering and also customize it to suit their needs. Step 4. Do you have a strong earnings or revenue model? A lot of business owners fail to study and examine whether they have a good earnings or revenue model. A revenue model identifies a sustainable model for revenue generation in your business. As a business, you might have a direct revenue model where your users are your customers. It means you are generating revenue from your users who are your customers in exchange for your product or service offering. Or you might have an indirect revenue model. Under the indirect revenue model, your users are not your customers. Let's understand this with an example. Google has a lot of users who avail their services, but as a user, you are not really paying them money directly. Premium services over here are an exception. So in short, for Google, their users are not their customers. So how are they actually generating a major chunk of their revenue? Well, Google's customers are the advertisers who pay them money for the data that they collect from Google users. Hence, under an indirect revenue model, your users are different from your customers and you're actually generating revenue from your customers who are third party. Step 5. What is the market size and the buyer-seller ratio? Identify the kind of industry your business fits into. Post that, examine the market size and where does this industry lie on the industry life cycle. It means whether the industry is at the introductory, growth, maturity, or decline stage. The stage at which the industry is really matters because it indicates the rate of growth of that industry, which in turn will determine the rate at which your business can grow. I define my buyer-seller ratio a little differently. The number of sellers available to each buyer. The greater the number of sellers to the buyer, the greater is the number of substitute the buyer is exposed to. So if you find yourself dealing in products or services where your potential customers are exposed to innumerable substitutes, you have to focus on differentiation. Step 6. What sets you apart from your competition? As mentioned in step 5, differentiation is very important for every brand. It is a key that sets your brand in a whole different space in the minds of your customers as compared to all the other brands. So how do you work on acing the differentiation game? Work on your unique selling propositions, that is the USPs, and customizations. Introduce some new, effective, and never heard of products, as this could set you apart from your competitors and create a distinguished identity for your power brand. So this was my quick guide to all you new business owners out there. I hope this brings you value and confidence as you take your first big step into this crazy but highly rewarding world of business. To join the Edtrainment family, don't forget to visit us at www.edtrainment.in. Also, please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn at Edtrainment, that is @EDTRAINMENT.